Hi, I'm Grant, and I suffer with extreme shyness, and I'm hoping that by talking about it on this video I can get some advice and feedback on how to improve and, overcome this problem. I've tried quite a few things. I've tried hypnotism by listening to this CD every morning. It did work. I think, my confidence went up a little bit, and I was, answering back to people, and you could see there were definite changes. But I thought we'd start by just finding out a bit about me. So I'm Grant. I prefer GMAC because it's a lot more fun, and I've never really liked the name Grant at all. I've hated it. And my interests really, my number one favourite thing to do is make money, and the second most favourite thing to do is watch programmes about serial killers, which most people will probably find quite strange. But I find them extremely interesting. These sort of motives and the way that the police catch them, I just love them. I love them, love them, love them. And horror movies and things like that. I really enjoy watching all those sort of things. I'm a gay man, and I have a boyfriend called Les, who is an obsessive cleaner. I have a cat called Annabelle. So that's a little bit about me to start off with. And so let's start by sort of exploring what happens to me when I go into conversations with people. Usually, one of the first problems we come across is communication, because I will, if someone I know is there, I will find that extremely awkward situation, because I'll be like, oh my god, shall I say hello, shall I not say hello, will he see me, will he hear me, so that's all the sort of things going through my head when I see someone that I know, and I'm thinking all these things in my head, because I do suffer with anxiety and I take pills for anxiety. That's the sort of thing that goes on when I see people, and it is known that I mumble sometimes, and that's because I think I'm not confident enough to say it louder, and so I have the sort of I think I have the sort of fear that if I say something like hello, it won't be heard, and then it just is totally awkward. I think that you could label me as extremely awkward, because I think people have conversations with me and it's just painfully awkward because of my problems. I've had some conversations and it's just horrible. Sort of sometimes with conversations I'm thinking, oh god, let's get out, because the situation is just too extreme for me. And the other thing that can happen in conversations is someone will say something to me and I'll have absolutely no idea what to say back. Like an example would be, someone would say to me, so what time are you working till? And I say, oh, I'm working till 8. And then there's just this silence, because no one knows what to say next. Aside from the anxiety, there's also part of me which is very, very angry. Like there's a core of angriness. And people watching this who work with me will think that's absolutely, completely and utterly absurd, that there's a part of me that's angry. But there is. Yes, there is. The parts of the things make me extremely angry, like the 13th Doctor being a woman. That makes me so angry that we can't even talk about it, because it makes me that annoyed that, we get into dangerous depression, so we don't talk there about that. I mean, I get agitated very quickly, because if people aren't being really swift about things, it just pisses me off. There is an example I'd love to tell you, but I can't because of things. But for another example is that when we're on holiday, we're waiting in the queue for the food, and these people are just standing around. It's like, come on, there's a great big fucking queue here. We want to eat, not just stand here. Just get the bloody queue moving. I just don't like that sort of thing. It agitates me so much. But lots of things. Dogs annoy me. Because people love dogs and I don't. And people assuming things, that really ticks me off to a great level. People assuming that I like football. People assuming that I like dogs. You shouldn't assume. It's wrong. And another thing that you should know about me is that I don't really have many friends. And I mean, if I use the term friend and define it and say this person is my friend, I have I could say 2 or 3 people. I could define them as friend. And at work, I mean, I've been at Asda now for about a year, and I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to work at Asda. I mean, everybody I tell about Asda, I say, what they say to me, what do you do? I say I work at Asda, and they immediately, you know, judge it, which I find extremely annoying because, you know, Asda has given me a wonderful opportunity to work in an environment and meet people and learn new things, and with the money that I'm making from Asda, I've been able to enjoy the finer things in life. You know, I can afford gin every week because, you know, that's what the money is really good, and it's good for me. I find the money excellent. You know, sometimes I have so much of it I just don't know what to do with it, and at the end of the month when it's payday again, sometimes there's like £100 left over because I've just not spent it. I mean, yeah, it's just mad. It is something that I find extremely frustrating, my shyness. I wish I could just wave a magic wand and be confident, because that's what I really want. Because the world, you know, it may be a long life that we live. You know, well, something like 100 years we live. Maybe very long. I've never really understand the people who say that life is short. Life is extremely long. And maybe that's because I've suffered with depression and I just see the world in a different light. But I think the world is long. And but there are things in life which can really be enjoyed, and I think with confidence I would really thrive on that. And I find it frustrating as well because I meet people. I mean, working at Asda, you know, when I first started, I was meeting people, and I found it really extremely frustrating because I couldn't be that person, that friend, because of my shyness. And I really wanted to get to know these people, but I couldn't because my shyness was just there. And some days I have good days, sometimes I have bad days. And, you know, if it's a good day and my confidence is up, then, you know, hopefully I can make a friend there. Because I must have been a very confident person when I was younger, because I've made an impact on some people. I mean, people sometimes sort of looked up to me in a way. But now, you know, it's a very, very damaged inside. The inside of GMAC is sort of like that scene from Family Guy when Peter's sitting next to that autistic lady and she's making those noises and Peter just sort of makes those squirming noises like, ah! That's what it's like inside me. You know, I sometimes feel really frightened in social situations, and, you know, I'm thinking, get me out of this situation, it's frightening. And of course part of my life is anxiety. It's there, it's inside me, it probably won't ever go away. The anxiety eats away at me pretty damn hard, because I worry about everything. Two main things I worry about are weight and money. They will always be the two burdens of my life, weight and money. Less with the money now, because I have got quite a bit of money now, which is nice. But weight is always one. Oh yes. I always think, oh, I'm looking fat. Look at this ugly body. Look at it. Flab. You know, I don't like looking unattractive. But other things I worry about money. You know, for example, if money is wasted on some stupid thing, I have to find a way to somehow move money about and fix that, so that the money is correct. And Les will tell you that I am a stickler for money. I mean, money has to be accurate. It can't not be accurate. It has to be completely correct. You know, if money is borrowed, it has to be the correct money and put back in that account, and make sure that all the numbers add up together. And someone once said to me that I'm a very unorganised person, which I disagree with, because I am quite organised. You know, I have places for things. Everything's got its place. Everything has to be neat. And if you see me on my till, you know, my till is always very organised, because, you know, I can't have like things just cluttered everywhere. I have to have it all stacked neatly up, which is another part of me. But let's try and get on to I mean, is there a cure for this? Is there something that can be done? Do we have to take my mind and flip it over to repair me? I mean, I would love to be confident. When I came out of cancer, I was extremely confident, and that was because I talked to lots of nurses and doctors, and so I was forcing myself to talk to these people. Well, I had to talk to them, and I came out really confident. I mean, I don't know whether that was because I almost died 3 times, you know. But when I came back to school, yeah, I was really confident. I was doing crazy things, like. But yeah, so the sort of way it is with people, you know, there are people who I can talk to, and there are people I can't. You know, I can talk fluently, is the term I always use. I can speak fluently with my friend Morris. I can speak fluently with Les. I can speak fluently with my mother. But they're about the only three people I can really speak to, you know, without feeling some sort of inside. I mean, when I'm talking to other people, it's sort of like, you know, oh, this is awkward, this is awkward, this is awkward. Yeah. And sometimes I'll do things, like I'll do something which I will later think, oh, that's embarrassing. Like the other day, someone was talking to me about bank holidays, and I said, oh well, I'm gonna. Is that the Monday when Tom Daly's going to that bookshop? And then once that person's gone away, I will be inside him. I will be thinking, oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Ooh, can't believe I did that. Ooh. And that's what I will do, and I do that more than people probably think, but I do that a lot. I think back on a situation and go, oh, I can't believe I said that. And it probably isn't a big thing. To the person who said it, it probably isn't a big thing. But to me, it's like, oh, should I have said that? They're going to think I'm an idiot. They're going to think I'm crazy. I mean, there's a lot of that in my life. There's a lot of, oh, they'll think this, oh, they'll think that. And, of course, people will say to me, well, just don't think about it. Just don't care what people think. Is it that easy, though? For me, I mean, you know, can you just switch and just do that? So, there we go. There's a little insight to my world. What it sort of feels like to be me. Surprisingly, I don't get that depressed about it these days. I mean, there were parts of my life, very dark moments, very, very, very dark moments of my life, when I used to think, oh my god, life is so long. Think of all these days and hours that we have to sit through. Maybe it's because I wasn't doing very much, but yes. I mean, that's possibly one of the reasons why I'm so shy, because there have been moments of my life that are terribly, terribly dark. So there we go. So just drop a comment and sort of give your opinion on what you think I should do, or how I should move on. You can say I'm crazy or a freak. I mean, I've heard that many times in my life, that I'm crazy, I'm a freak, I have a big Jewish nose. Of course, bullying probably played a big impact in my life and how I've turned out. Because for the whole of primary school, it was like major bullying throughout the whole lot. And then in secondary school, I wanted to change it around. And, you know, there wasn't physical bullying. Well, there never really was any physical bullying, just sort of words and embarrassing moments and such. But, yeah. So there we go. I'm going to close it there. So I wanted to make this video, and hopefully something will come of it.